Students, whatever homework is given to you, you have to submit it on the very next day between 8 am to 1 pm to the given WhatsApp number, and it is compulsory to submit your homework as your attendance will be marked on the basis of your submission.
Good morning, students. Once again I welcome you all in our today's lecture. This is part 3 of chapter 6, life processes. Okay, in today's lecture we are going to start our new topic, and topic for today's lecture is respiration. So what is respiration? See, respiration is the third process if we coordinate various life processes one by one. The first was nutrition, in which we intake the food. Okay. Second was digestion, in which whatever the intake of food has been done, we convert that complex food particles into a simple food particles. Then the third was the respiration process. That means after the conversion of complex food particles into simple food particles, okay, absorption of those food particles, okay, then after absorbing, okay, its process of deriving energy from that absorbed food is known as respiration. So process of respiration means to derive energy from the absorbed food, okay, and this energy is transferred to various cells of the body to perform their functions. Now, respiration is of two types. It's of two types. First is aerobic respiration, second is anaerobic respiration. Now I have written the difference between these two so that you can easily understand what is the actual difference between the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. If we see one by one, the first point of difference is it takes place in presence of oxygen. Means respiration process takes place in presence of oxygen. So if we talk about anaerobic respiration, it is going to take place in absence of oxygen. So that respiration process which takes place in presence of oxygen is known as aerobic respiration, and the process which takes place in absence of oxygen is known as anaerobic respiration. Now, in which part of our cell this respiration process takes place? So if we talk about aerobic respiration process, this respiration process takes place in cytoplasm and mitochondria. That means aerobic respiration process takes place in cytoplasm and mitochondria part of the cell. Whereas if we talk about anaerobic respiration, it takes place in only cytoplasm. Okay. Now let's see the product. That means after the respiration process, what you will get as a product. So while aerobic respiration is going on, so your product formation is going to be CO2 and water. That means as an end product you will get carbon dioxide and water as a product. Okay. But if we talk about anaerobic respiration, so as an end product you are going to get ethanol and the lactic acid. Okay. That means as an end product during anaerobic respiration you will get ethanol and lactic acid. Whereas in aerobic respiration you will get carbon dioxide and water. Now move on to the last point of difference is aerobic respiration produces much more energy. It produces considerable amount of energy. Whereas in anaerobic respiration very less amount of energy is formed. That means aerobic respiration provides the maximum energy. Okay, whereas anaerobic respiration provides less energy. Okay, so that's all are the points of difference between respiration, that is aerobic respiration, and anaerobic respiration process. Now let's see the chemical equation, that is actually what chemical reaction is taking place during respiration of aerobic and anaerobic type. Let's see to that. So I have written here the topic breaking down of glucose during respiration process, because whatever the food we eat, okay, so out of that food whatever the nutrients are present in it, that is protein, vitamins, carbohydrate, lipids. So during respiration process, out of those nutrients only only the breakdown of carbohydrate take place during respiration process, and in that is because when we do the digestion, है ना, so during the digestion process we have just learned in our part 2 of this chapter that during the digestion process whatever we food eat, so in that whatever the nutrients is present, for example carbohydrate, if we talk about carbohydrate, so that carbohydrate is being totally digested and converted into a glucose. That means after the digestion process whatever the carbohydrate you have taken as a food, that carbohydrate is totally converted into a glucose as a product at the end of digestion process. So that glucose is being taken up by the cell or absorbed by the cell, and after that respiration process is carried out by the cell. That's why respiration process is also known as cellular respiration. Why it is known as cellular respiration? Because the respiration process is performed by the cells. Okay? So when cells perform the respiration process, it is known as cellular respiration process. So whatever the food is absorbed by the cell by means of respiration process or by carrying out the respiration process, they break down this glucose. Actually this glucose is a 6 carbon molecule. So this 6 carbon molecule in cytoplasm is break down into 3 carbon molecule, and some energy is also released during the process. That 3 carbon molecule is known as pyruvate. Now this pyruvate is further break down into various products, okay, in 3 different pathways. These are the 3 different paths through which respiration process take place. The first part is when there is no oxygen, that means anaerobic respiration. That means this path follow the respiration process in absence of oxygen. This is lack of oxygen. That means oxygen is there, but it is not available in maximum amount. There is a scarcity. There is less amount of oxygen is available for carrying out the respiration process. In such case, foreign products are formed. And third pathway is when there is total availability of oxygen is there. That means you are getting maximum oxygen for your respiration process. Then this pathway is followed. So let's see one by one. Suppose your pathway is absence of oxygen. That means your respiration is taking place in absence of oxygen. Then such respiration is known as anaerobic respiration. So after the anaerobic respiration, that means it will take place in yeast. Then yeast like bacteria do the anaerobic respiration. That is one of the MCQ. So after, that means during the respiration process in absence of oxygen, whatever the pyruvate molecule is formed, it is break down into ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. Ethanol is 2 carbon molecule, carbon dioxide that you know, and you will get energy. Okay, but this energy is often in very less form. We have written here. Okay, because it's an anaerobic respiration, because it is taking place in absence of oxygen. Now second part is in oxygen is present, oxygen is there, but it is not available in maximum amount. That is respiration is taking place in lack of oxygen. So as a product you are going to get lactic acid and energy, and this process will be taking place in your muscle cells. That in your body whatever the muscle cells are present, so those muscle cells don't have that much oxygen required, okay, for the respiration process. So what happen? Respiration will happen, it will take place, but it will take place in lack of oxygen situation. So as a product you will get lactic acid and energy. Lactic acid again it's a 3 carbon molecule, okay, and such reaction will take place in your muscle cells. It is going to take place in our muscle cells. Then third part, that is in presence of oxygen, that means aerobic respiration. So during aerobic respiration there is much more amount of oxygen is available. So as a product you are going to get carbon dioxide, water and energy, and you will get maximum, okay, very large amount of energy will be obtained in this part, because it is taking place in presence of oxygen, and this respiration reaction will take place in mitochondria. Okay, got it? So this all are the various pathway followed by respiration process, that is in absence of oxygen, in presence of oxygen, or in very scarcity or lack of oxygen situation. Okay, so hope you got the topic. Okay. Now let's start our new topic. A new topic for this session is human respiratory system. That whatever the process of respiration is taking place inside our lungs, which are the organs which are taking part in that reaction and how they work, that we are going to learn now. So let's start with our topic, human respiratory system. Which are the main organs? First we learn about the main organs which actually take part in the process of respiration. That is nostril, nasal passage, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles in lungs, and alveoli. These are the main organs which actually participate in the process of respiration taking place in human being. Now let's talk about them one by one in detail. Okay, whenever I say anything related to those organs, you have to observe those organs in the diagram also. That then you will be getting idea what is their place and how they are working at that place. Okay, so first is nostril and nasal passage. So when we inhale any air, whenever the inhalation of air is taking place during the process of respiration, so that air which is inhaled is going to pass through nostrils, and this nostrils contain fine hairs are present inside the nostril, and that hair filter the air entering the nostril, because whatever the air is being inhaled during the process of respiration, it contains various dust particles. Okay, so to filter those dust particles or to stop those dust particles from entering into the lungs, okay, hairs are kept into the nostril. Then nasal cavity. Nasal cavity ends in internal nostril through which air passes to pharynx. That means where the nostril internally ends, there we have our nasal cavity, and that nasal cavity ends to a pharynx, which is one of the respiratory organ of human respiratory system. Now pharynx leads to trachea through a slit called glottis, which stops the food entering the trachea. Now pharynx proceeds further and ends into a trachea, which is known as windpipe of our system. Okay, so pharynx ends into a trachea by a slit, one slit is known as glottis, and that glottis stops the food entering into the windpipe. Because you must be knowing that our food pipe and windpipe both are having common opening. So when we are eating any food, so there are chances of that food getting entered into a windpipe. So to stop that food, glottis is kept at the end of pharynx, from where our trachea start. Now trachea extends from throat to lungs located in chest cavity. Now this trachea runs down and goes into our chest cavity. Okay. Now in absence of air, trachea does not collapse due to C-shaped cartilaginous ring. That means when we inhale the air or exhale the air is present. But when we are not inhaling any air, so at that time there are chances of our trachea getting collapsed. So to stop that thing to happen, trachea has been provided with C-shaped cartilaginous ring. You can see rings of cartilage. Okay, so that C-shaped cartilaginous ring stop the trachea from getting collapsed in the absence of air. Then at the upper end of trachea has a voice box known as larynx. Now larynx is a voice box. The way my voice comes to you, the way you speak, your voice comes out, that all is because of this larynx, which is present at the upper end of trachea. Then next is trachea runs down the neck and divides into bronchi, which leads into the lungs. Now this trachea, as it goes down, after reaching to chest cavity, it gets divided into two parts. And then each part is known as bronchi. Now this bronchi get into the lungs, because we have pair of lungs on either side. Okay. Now this bronchi get into the lungs, and into the lungs they get divided into various branches, and that various branches are known as bronchioles, which I have written here, bronchioles in lungs. That means trachea runs down to the chest cavity, gets divided into two parts. Both those parts are known as bronchi. That bronchi eventually get into the lungs and get divided into various branches, and those branches are known as bronchioles, and at the end where your bronchioles terminate, at that end you have alveoli. We are having alveoli, which is the actual place where the gaseous exchange of O2 and CO2 is taking place in our lungs. That is, whatever the inhaled air is being taken in to take oxygen from that to give out CO2 by the process of respiration, all those things are happening in this alveoli, which are present where your bronchioles terminate. And this alveoli look like the group of grapes. ठीक है, हम बाजार में नहीं जाते grapes, तो grapes का भी गुच्छा होता है. The same pattern your alveoli looks like. Okay, so this all about our human respiratory system which we have learned today. Okay, which are those important organs of our human respiratory systems? They are nostril, nasal passage, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles in lungs, and alveoli. And as we have learned one by one how they work and function in our respiration process. Okay, so hope you got the topic which you have learned in today's session, that is respiration and its type, and also we have learned about the human respiratory system. Okay, as a homework you have to prepare this 2 questions because both are of 4 marks. Okay, at home from whatever the sources or textbook you are having at your home. Hope you will doing it at your home. Till then, we will see you in our next lecture, that is part 4 of this chapter. Till then, take care. Bye bye.